How you doing? Anthony Ferraro here at Create Sci-Fi. Very excited today. I got Eric Michael Kochmer here. He's an amazing producer that I've worked with a lot. He actually was the main producer on Galactic Galaxy. He's an actor, director. He's made a lot of great films. He's the head of production at We Make Movies, which is really what I'm probably going to pick his brain about today, because he deals with a lot of low-budget, first-time filmmakers, and he has a lot of insight that I think will be very helpful to us. So this is a new thing that I'm doing, 5 questions, ask an expert. So without further ado, we're just going to get some input from Eric on his experience and advice for no budget, ultra low budget filmmaking. All right, so the first thing is, if just briefly, just tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm an actor, writer, director, editor, producer, curator. I'm working on, basically I work with a film collective called We Make Movies. It's wemakemovies.org. And what we do is we help develop projects of any level, and any level of talent and any level of project. And we actually help make a lot of movies. So what I do is I provide a lot of the go-to resources. I help people rent equipment, to helping them find the right production people to work with, to the right editors, to post-production facilities and all that stuff. And then I also work for hire on a lot of these projects as well. But it's not just about getting paid, it's also about facilitating an amount of work coming out that's really good. Like my goal is to help start a movement in Los Angeles of high quality, low budget art films. So that's always going to be my goal, is to help doing that. So that's what I do. I come from theater, from experimental theater, and I kind of turned into this filmmaking guy. But yeah, so that's a little bit about me.
So I think one basic question that helps a lot of people, it's a common question. What do you think are like the most common mistakes that first-time filmmakers make when they're working on a low budget?
Well, I mean, I think the common mistakes, honestly, for me, everything is about preparation. So almost every mistake will be linked into not preparing. You literally should over-prepare. You can't prepare enough, because everything is going to go wrong at one point, and you just need to embrace that. So once you've embraced that everything's going to go wrong and you're going to fail on a constant basis, you'll be completely fine. But if you think everything is going to go just how you want it to go, then you're going to have a lot of problems. So you need to really embrace the chaos that is the universe, and that's really all I can tell you there. Prepare.
Okay, so and then next thing I want to ask you, since you have a lot of experience in this, when you produce a no budget project, what is sort of the priorities for you? What are the orders? What's the order of operation? Like, what do you put the most importance on, and what do you know that you can kind of have a little wiggle room with?
The order of operations I would suggest you doing is, once you're happy with your outline and your story that you want to tell, your script, whatever you're doing, if you're doing something improv, if you're doing traditional script, whatever, then find the right actors. That might be joining a theater company or befriending a theater company. There's all different ways to find actors, but find them and get to know them. Become friends with them. I would advise that, just because when you're working with somebody you know really well, it's a lot easier than somebody you just met from an ad. Especially when you're going to be needing to get them to be vulnerable, right? So find really good actors and become friends with them. Then find a DP, but you need to find the DP who suits your project. So don't just grab any DP. And if you're working on something with absolutely no money, don't just grab the first guy that'll do it for free. You have to find the right person. And that might be a bit of a process, but just get ready to pitch your project, pitch your vision, And the more work you put into that development stage, whether you're developing a movie for Universal or you're developing a movie in your bathroom, you need to be able to have a great pitch to get other people on board. And that's really, honestly, that's the biggest advice I can give is to know how to sell your project to anyone. Just because you're gonna have to do that. You're gonna have to, even if you have a little bit of money, you're still gonna have to ask for favors constantly, right? So just get ready to be able to get everyone excited about your movie. That's the best advice I can give. And, start with the talent, with the above line talent, and work your way down. Actors, cinematographer, find somebody good for sound, find all these things. You have to find, you're gonna have to get them, and you're gonna have to get them to wanna do your project for nothing or next to nothing, below their rate.
So as far as the jobs, what's the essential? And then what's the, if you don't do anything, you have to get this. And then, does that make sense?
Yeah. You need to spend money on talent, cinematography, and sound, because that's what makes your world go round. If you can afford all the other stuff, like production design, all that other stuff, great. Makeup, that's great. But if you don't have good people for those 3 different departments, you don't have a project. So, when I say talent, I also mean, a director who's also probably going to edit and, and the talent in front of the camera. If you have money, it's great. If and remember, when you raise these crowdfunding budgets, the more of that money that you spend on people, the more it comes back to you. Even if you don't give them a lot, if you give them what you have, that comes back tenfold, because people really appreciate to get paid something. And if they know you're doing a passion project and you're doing something, that's really difficult, and you're able to pay them something on a consistent basis, they really appreciate that. And it's very respectful. And honestly, it also helps them to show up on time too, because they know that they're being appreciated. At least, if it's not their full rate, at least it's something, and you're really trying. Don't ever take people for granted. You can always find locations for free. You can always find equipment for free, but you can't find good people. Good people are hard to find. So when you find them, embrace them, and yeah.
So my experience with you, the thing that really impressed me is among many things, is that you're really good at moving the ball forward. You have this ability that I aspire to, where it's just no nonsense. If we need somebody, you call them, you make it happen. Where a lot of people are a little shy or intimidated of or asking somebody that they know they can't afford, but pitching their idea to them. I was wondering if you just had some advice to people as how to approach people when you have no money, and how you sort of, I don't know if pitch is the right word, but how you ask people to work on a budget that's obviously lower than what they're used to working with.
So basically, how I get the ball moving forward with talking to someone, really, honestly, the biggest thing I do is I'm just straightforward. I don't ever promise something I'm not sure about. If I have a budget, then I can say, well, I can offer you this amount. If I don't have a budget, then all I can say is, I don't have a budget. Can you do this project? If we're gonna raise a budget, I can say, well, we're supposed to raise a budget, but I don't want to promise you something I don't have and can't say for sure. Would you do this project with me? And based on the stuff that you've done, hopefully they want to work with you. If it's your first project, then you're really going to have to get people convinced of your vision. And if it's the first thing you're directing, you're going to have to get used to the fact that you're going to have to constantly, maybe not verbally, but you're going to have to really be a director and really be in charge. But that doesn't mean yelling at people. That just means being on your game, because if you haven't directed before, you don't have any kind of reputation with anyone, you can't just kind of relax and just, you know, kind of be introverted or whatever. You need to be on your game, or people are going to start questioning, you know, what's up. They'll even question you when you have been directing for a while. So, you know, you need to, if you're on your game with people and you're open and honest and you're energetic and you're excited about it, if you put in the pre-production work, again, it's all about preparation, people will want to work with you.
For many years now, you've curated a really strong film series with We Make Movies. It was weekly, and I think now it's going to evolve into a festival. So we're talking about ultra low budget. In your experience, are there any low budgets that you've seen that were clearly low, no budget, but there was something about them where you felt you wanted to share it? Like, was there some sort of spirit or something common among these films with no money that makes you want to show them? Does that make sense?
Well, so there's 2 feature films that I screened that were kind of amazing. One was for like literally no money, called Aldo by Ross Colton, and it was it's basically like a mumblecore movie that turns into a crime thriller, and it's just kind of really clever and great and non-assuming. It's in black and white, which I love black and white. It's really, really well done. You can actually watch it for free online, but it's just really slick. And it was his first movie. Almost all the dialogue's improv. He's really just he's a really talented guy, and he made a great little feature film. And the other movie that I really love for its pure inventiveness is called The Lives of Hamilton Fish, which is a one-woman rock opera. It's written and directed and designed by Rachel Mason, who comes from the singer-songwriting world and actually the fine art world. She's a fine artist. She's a sculptor. She got her MFA from Yale, and she had never really made any kind of a narrative film before. She had done some video projects as an artist for installation pieces, but she had this idea for a feature film about Hamilton Fish, and I want to get into the story, but she created all of the sets. It's literally like watching a musical version of a Picasso painting. It's really out there. Check out a trailer for it online. It's called The Lives of Hamilton Fish. It'll really blow you away. And check out Rachel's work as well. Her music is amazing.
Very insightful, and I'll leave links where you can find Eric's work, and you should definitely check out We Make Movies, definitely if you're in LA, but also they're throughout the world, right? I mean,
we're starting to branch out.
Yeah, so I'll have that
WeMakeMovies.org. WeMakeMovies.org.
Yeah, we'll have that linked in the description. All right, well, as always, I hope you found this video useful. Please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Love to read the comments, and be sure to sign up for the email newsletter. And remember, I'm just here with Eric to help make sci-fi.
Sci-fi.